Will you become the man that you needed so you can give him away?
Too many fathers are suffering in silence. Men believe that it's just part of the job, that I'm going to struggle emotionally, that no one's going to care, that it's my responsibility to handle it on my own, that I can't put this on anybody. The idea of getting help or talking, it seems weak, it seems pathetic, it's something that we would make a mockery out of. And we think it's normal. We think that this is just what guys are supposed to go through. This is the way it's been, it's the way it's going to be. And then we hide what we're going through, what we're feeling, what we're thinking, pretending that we're strong enough and it's just going to get better all on its own. This is a perversion of the strength that men truly have to create and to lead. And it's a perversion because men that do this most likely grew up in a home where their father did the same thing. Either he was abusive or physically unavailable or just gone completely or just emotionally unavailable or a combination of those four things. But he wasn't able to handle his own emotions, so he wasn't able to handle the emotions of the boy. And then the boy grew up and became a dad who never learned how to do this and is basing his interaction with himself and his children off of his own paradigm, which was his jacked up home life. And then the cycle's just repeating in homes across America right now. R.A. Dickey, he said, if you aren't willing to face your demons, if you can't find the courage to take on your fear and hurt and anger, you might as well wrap them up with a bow and give them to your children, because they will be carrying the same thing unless you are willing to do the work. Unless you are willing to do the work. My dad didn't know how to be open. He was always there when he was said he was going to be. He's the hardest working person I've ever met in my life. He has worked to change himself and grow personally, even past 50 years of age, to be closer to me and my kids. He knew how to work. He knew how to pay bills. He did not know how to handle the stress and the depression and the emotions that he was going through. He had pain inside of him, and he believed all that stuff that we listed right at the beginning. And we paid the price. I paid the price. There was one day I was 11 years old. I was sick, so I was staying home from school. My dad was with me. We dropped my brother off, and I scooted over in the bench seat to sit next to my dad to be close to him because I needed to be close to my dad. I wasn't feeling good. I wanted to be near him. And he pushed me aside and he said, "Don't sit so close to me. I don't want people to think that we're gay." Now, I love my dad. Him and I would probably laugh about that and make some gay jokes back and forth to each other now. So we've worked through it. But as a boy, that changed something in me. And here's the thing, that men who are emotionally walled off, any sort of emotional expression or need from their family is abrasive. Starting in about 2012, I went through a 7-year psychotic break. I talk about it in my book. I'm going to talk about it more in detail later. But every single day for 7 years, I had intense suicidal ideation, just wanting to die so I didn't have to feel what I was feeling anymore. I was overwhelmed with a sense of hopelessness. It overwrote everything that was happening inside of me. Every thought, every emotion was, I'm worthless, I'm a failure, I'm going nowhere, this is hopeless, I should just die to get it out of the way. And like my dad did to me, I did to my wife. I started to isolate from her. I started to cut her out. I was physically and emotionally separated from my own wife in our home. My wife was the one person who loved me more than anybody else in my life and who was with me in the mess, and I knew this. She would take time to listen to everything that I was saying to her, and I would respond by telling her, I just feel so alone. She would try to encourage me and offer help, and I would respond by telling her that there's no way you can understand. No one understands what I'm going through. Nobody can help me. She would remind me that she was with me and that she loved me no matter what, that she was going to stay. And I would doubt her. I don't know if that's true. I don't feel it. If you knew what I was really like on the inside, you wouldn't be saying that. And eventually she had enough. And she said, Greg, this is why you're stuck. You keep complaining about how lonely you feel and how no one understands and how miserable it is. And then you question everything I try to do for you. And you push me away. She said, Greg, you cannot have it both ways. Now, if you're a father, you grew up in a broken home, or maybe you had a good dad who just didn't know how to be emotionally available to you, you know what I'm talking about. This feeling overwhelmed, feeling lost, feeling like you don't have what it takes, feeling like if you get help or you talk about it, you're weak or there's something wrong with you. You're supposed to do it on your own. And then you don't let people in. You shut the door and it's just you and your thoughts. Now, I need to caveat this by saying that men do need isolation for times of reflection, for focused work, for rehabbing the soul. This is true. This has been true throughout time. Men are supposed to be able to regulate and to strengthen themselves and to find reason and understanding and direction. That men are supposed to do this alone to a degree. But that's not what we're talking about here. Because men who do it right, they're not going to a place of loneliness and isolation out of despair. They're going there for growth so they can come back more valuable. Now, for what I was going through, for what you're going through, for what most dads going through, we don't go to a place of isolation and loneliness for growth. We go there to escape. We go there because our despair, we're trying to get away from it. And when men are alone, physically and emotionally, to escape their despair, they are a man apart. They're apart from their own world. A man apart is two different things. Sometimes it's hand in hand. Most times it's just one over the other, but it can fluctuate. So the first thing is the isolation. It's that physical separation where you're just not physically close to anybody, right? You either don't have meaningful relationships in your life with good, noble people that you trust, or you're resisting them like I did to my wife. Isolation, physical separation can also be, and this is a huge mental health problem, excessive, unproductive time alone. All the staying up late to watch movies until you feel better. All the going away just to be away and not doing anything, hoping that you're going to feel better. The being alone to drink, the going out to drink, whatever it is, like it's unproductive time alone. And by itself, this physical separation is avoiding people until you're around them. And then you find that one good person and you dump it all on them at one time, or you're drunk and it just spills out of you. Man, I'm messed up. I hate myself. I feel like I don't have hope. And then once you get it out, you close the door again, you go right back into your shell. That's the first part. The second part of being a man apart is this loneliness. It's emotional separation. It's not letting others in. By itself, this is when you hear something in a movie, on social media, music, podcasts, books, whatever, that is prompting you to talk to somebody. You don't have to do this alone. You can't do this alone. It's okay to get help. The stigma is a lie. Anything like that. And it comes up and you have these thoughts in your head of like, okay, maybe I should talk to somebody. And you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm not going to do it. But you're not good. And you should do it. By itself, this emotional separation can also look this way. It's spending time with people that you do trust. You know they love you. You know they have your back. You know that they care about what you're going through. And they ask you, how are you doing? What's going on? Can we talk? And you're like, no, nothing's going on. I'm doing great. I'm just tired. It's just another day in paradise. That's the emotional separation, where you're feeling this moment, this opportunity to open up, and you choose not to, or you're just flat out refusing no matter what all the time. You put these two things together, physical separation, emotional separation, and this is a choice. And this is where most men right now are choosing to live. Most men are choosing to live in this place, and we can see it everywhere. You could see it in your mirror. You could go through your friends list and your contacts, and you could point out a few people that you know, like, man, that guy actually probably needs to be talking to somebody right now, and he's definitely not. We know this is happening. Being a man apart affects every single facet of your life. The first one being your inner world, like your relationship with yourself, which could also be your mental health, right? So you get in this hopeless cycle when you're a man apart, you're isolated, you're lonely. This builds anxiety. That anxiety pushes you to be more alone. That anxiety plus the loneliness and isolation makes you depressed. And then because you're depressed, now you just want to be physically and emotionally separated even more. Also, you lose the ability to believe in yourself. Your confidence is shot. Your sense of self-worth, shot. The meaning that you felt like you had in your life, that you had in the work that you're doing and the sacrifices you're making, shot. Confidence, purpose, meaning, worth, they go out the window. And this is because of the negative impact that us being a man apart is having on our relationship with ourselves. Okay? The relationship with our mental health to add to that. Loneliness and isolation, physical and emotional separation, they are key links. Key links. That means that when they look at people who struggle with the things I'm about to list, they can see, yeah, this person was physically and emotionally separated from good, caring people in his life. PTSD, okay? Depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and cognitive decline. This is your brain's ability to function clearly, right? So that's brain fog, that's loss of your ability to reason, to really think through things critically, also to regulate your emotions, to understand what you're feeling and whether or not it's valid and what to do with it and how to not let it affect your behavior. Isolation and loneliness are key links to all of these horrible, rancid things. The other way that it affects your mental health and your relationship with yourself is that you're at a higher risk for substance use and substance abuse. You're at a higher risk for a sedentary lifestyle and all of these things in an attempt to escape the pain through pleasure. And that is a whole other door that opens up to many other problems that we're not going to go all the way down that rabbit hole today. But you also take a hit on your physical health. Loneliness and isolation, especially the kind that lead to depression or in the midst of depression. Either way, they are a key factor. Again, men who are depressed, who are isolated and lonely, physically and emotionally separated, they are at higher risk for strokes, higher risk for heart disease. They are higher risk for weight gain. They are higher risk for impotency, not being able to get it up. Hypertension, high blood pressure, weakened immune system, getting sick more often, and constant, unabating stress. Scientists link this emotional and physical separation, especially in the face of depression and anxiety. So when a dad's going through something, he's disconnecting emotionally and physically. Scientists have linked this. It's the same exact thing of never working out and smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It has the same exact impact on your body. It's crazy. It also has a negative impact on your relationships. So physically and emotionally separating yourself, isolating, loneliness, it impairs your ability to bond with your wife. The intimacy in your marriage will start to decay. It impairs your ability to bond with your kids. Your relationship with your kids will start to decay. Your relationships across the board are less fulfilling until maybe there's one cute hottie or one cool guy despite their morals, and then you end up chasing pleasure instead of dealing with your pain and either cheating on your wife or spending more time away from them or whatever. There's also a lack of sex drive. So now you and your wife are not coming together and communing on that physical, spiritual level the way that a husband and a wife are supposed to, which creates even more distance, which messes with her esteem, it messes with your esteem, it jacks up both your abilities to regulate emotions, and it messes with both of your immune system. It adds all of these more problems. It's a multiplier to all the problems that we have already talked about. It also makes you more irritable, and it also delays the development of your own children, their social and intellectual development. When you are emotionally and physically separated, your children cannot develop the way that normal, healthy children are supposed to. To share some statistics and data, we're going to first look at recent decades, okay? Today, 50% of adults say that they feel alone. Most of those people are men. From 1990 to 2019, depression and mental health related deaths rose 60%, mostly in men. So there was also a 62% rise in depression and anxiety for everyone globally, and deaths that were related directly to depression and anxiety rose by 60%, mostly in men. Since the 1950s, there has been a staggering every year, more men are depressed, more men feel worthless, more men feel without hope, more men feel without direction, more men are less able to bond with their wives and kids, more men are lacking fulfillment in their lives, more men are miserable, and more men are physically and emotionally separating themselves, making the problem worse. Since COVID, that whole freaking nonsense, men are more at risk for depression. The risk of depression rose 69%. The risk of anxiety in men rose 55%. And the risk of post-traumatic stress, going through a stressful situation, and that post-trauma stress like rewires something in you that you need help dealing with. That rose by 68%. It's unprecedented. We have never seen this in recorded history, ever. Something to consider is that fatherhood can intensify depression, overwhelm, and shame. New fathers often experience a sudden onset of anxiety and depression, and usually it peaks between 3 and 6 months. New fathers feel an emotional fatigue, both from the responsibility of having a new child and the guilt of feeling burnt out from the baby. So now they are emotionally fatigued just from being tired and the physical drain and the hormones, and they feel guilty because I shouldn't feel this way. I shouldn't feel this way. There's something wrong with me. Also, 66% of parents feel isolated, physically separated from people they care about. 62% of parents feel burnt out. 38% of parents feel like they don't have anybody that really gives a crap that's going to support them. And for divorced men, for men who have gone through a divorce, they are 4 times more likely to end up depressed and anxious and lacking worth and dealing with shame, and then physically and emotionally separating themselves. Carlos Salinas, he was former president of Mexico. He said that isolation is a self-defeating dream. Now, look, this guy's politics, they seem skewed. He seemed corrupted, whatever. But what he said was true. Isolation is a self-defeating dream. You're trying to escape to get better, to feel better. You're looking for it through pleasure. You're trying to avoid the problem, waiting for it to go away. And what it does in the end, it's not that it doesn't work. It ruins you. It doesn't just not work. It takes your soul with it. You cannot, men, listen, you cannot be both a man apart and a present husband and father at the same time. You can't. And this is why families are suffering. A man apart is a man who is hiding. He's rotting in his own unwillingness to be open and honest and get the right help. Being a man apart, this physical and emotional separation is a response to your struggles. It's killing you. And it's killing your family. For men apart, it's their families. It's our families who end up picking up the tab. Childhood obesity. A father who is not emotionally and physically available. Unable to teach and direct. Behavioral and education disorders in children. These unmet needs in kids, physical and emotional needs, they do a lot more than just make little boo-boos on the heart. They screw children up. Divorce. Falling back on the second greatest promise that a man could ever make in his life, which also puts him at, like we said, 4 times more risk. Substance abuse. depression, or even suicide. Dads, listen. However awkward it might seem to open up, to talk to some guys, to share how you're feeling and what you're going through, you have to understand that discomfort is a lie. This can change. This can change. You have the power. And it can start changing right now, which is what we're going to get into. That's what this whole episode is about. We painted the problem, and I want to leave you with something that you can take and do today to become different, to find the freedom, to get victory, real victory, to no longer emotionally, physically, mentally, like personally be defined by what you're feeling and what happened to you and what nobody taught you and what they should have done, to no longer be defined by these things, to be free. There are two things that can make an immediate change in your life if you do them. The first one, let your family love you. Let them love you. For me, there were times when my kids were really young where when I was going through that 7 years of hell, it was like the hardest thing to do was when they wanted to play with me was to not think I'm such a POS, I'm such a loser. And my kids just wanted to cuddle. They just wanted to be with me. And all I could do was just keep talking crap about myself in my head. Telling myself I don't deserve this. When I let them finally love me, it helped me have a better relationship with myself, which helped me have a better relationship with God, which helped me have a better relationship with my wife and my kids, and transformation followed. Your wife and your kids, your brothers, your friends, your family, they're going to tell you, hey, I'm proud of you. And when we struggle, when we're hurting, our response is often, proud of me for what? Why are you proud of me? Look, they're proud of you because they see things in you that you are not able to see in yourself right now. Let them see it. Don't shut it down. They might say, how can I help you? The knee-jerk, typical response is, this isn't your problem, whether we say it out loud or just think it. Yes, it is. My wife promised to be with me just the same way I promised to be with her through anything. It's her problem too. If I have brothers, if I have guys that I call my best friend and I can't rely on them for this kind of stuff, they're worthless and they're liars. So either I need to find new friends or I need to start acting like a freaking man and trust in the brothers that are carrying a shield for me. You might be thinking, or you have thought, or you've heard, or you've felt that to talk about this stuff, to open up and be honest, is not strength. It's selfish and is weak. And if that were true, why haven't you gotten better magically already? If that were true, wouldn't you be better by now from all of this physically separating, emotionally separating, pretending it's not as bad as it is, not getting help, not talking? Wouldn't it have? Yeah, it would have. The fact that it hasn't shows you that keeping it to yourself and waiting for it to get better and pretending you're strong enough and pretending it's not there is complete stupidity. Your family loves you. Let them love you. Tell your wife, hey, I need to share some things with you. I don't need you to correct me. I may not go into a lot of detail. I just need you to listen. So please don't say anything. And then tell her what's going on. Just get it off your freaking chest, man. Sometimes that's enough. You would be surprised how often just sharing it in a safe place is enough. When they say that they love you, they're proud of you, that they're with you, that they're here to help, let them do it. Right? If you are so stressed out, you feel like you're about to snap and you feel guilty because you're about to snap because that's not how men are supposed to behave. And your wife is like, hey, babe, what do you need from me? Let her know, hey, I'm hitting a point where I'm feeling done. I need to go take a walk And then go be productive for yourself. Go pray. Go encourage yourself. Go remember something good. Go do some gratitude work. Do something productive. Take a few minutes. Go do something productive. Let her freaking help you. She says, I love you. I'm proud of you. Thank you. I know that you are. And it means the world to me. Just say it. Just act like it. Just get it in your head and get it out of your mouth. So number 1, let them love you. Number 2, connect with other men. Connect with other men. I have worked with at-risk people, with fathers, with homelessness, with teenagers, with mothers, with young adults, with older adults, on the mental health spectrum, on the personal development spectrum for over 2 decades. Okay, I'm educated in this. I have work in the clinical background. This is my world. So when I tell you that the top 2 reasons that men get stuck in their depression and eventually end up in total despair or suicide is because they refuse to talk and they refuse to connect and be open with other men is not a joke. This is real. You need other men. You need good, strong men, not just guys to go drink with and watch football. Nobody gives a crap about football, dude. Nobody gives a crap about the latest TV show or reality TV or Instagram. Like, guys need more. Guys need to connect. The truth is that stagnant water festers. When water sits still, the leeches come, the bacteria grows, it gets nasty, it kills, it causes sickness, okay? You need to join a men's group. You need to talk to the guys at church that you know that you can talk to. You need to open up with that one good guy who seems empathetic, who seems like he's got it dialed in, who keeps asking you to talk, who keeps reaching out to you. I'm sure there's somebody like that in your life. Take advantage of it. Dads, listen, these problems are not made up. This is real stuff. Okay, what you're going through is real. It's not fake. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you're broken or there's something wrong with you. Sometimes this stuff happens for no reason. Sometimes it happens because we grew up in such a horrible place and now we're supposed to give something that was never given to us, and that stress can cause us to snap. But we need to be honest about it. These things are real. But they do not solve themselves, and you cannot do it alone. Also, this is not a disease, okay? Like, depression is a disease. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because it can be cured, and most of what men are going through as severe depression has exactly to do with their own lifestyle, with their own inner voice, with the stories they tell themselves, and what they're doing with their feelings. That's the truth. To close out, I'm going to share a quote from Rudyard Kipling, who wrote The Jungle Book. Now this is the law of the jungle, as old and as true as the sky, and the wolf that shall keep it may prosper, but the wolf that shall break it must die. As the creeper that girdles the tree trunk, the law runneth forward and back, for the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. Your life matters. Your life is worth living right. No matter what is happening now, no matter what has happened, open up. Get the help that you need from good, strong people so you can become the hero that you needed and give them away.